Alright, so I'm going to install a Linux box, Nginx, MySQL, and PHP. And I'm going to do it with VirtualBox. I'm going to click on New. Under Name, whatever name we want to give it. Type is going to be Linux. Version is going to be Ubuntu 64-bit. If you don't see 64-bit in the drop-down menu, make sure that your BIOS has virtualization enabled. And on your desktop, you have in Windows features on and off, you have Hyper-V unchecked, and that should give you this 64-bit versions. On memory size, I'm going to do around like 5 gigs. You can do however much you like. On hard disk, it's going to be create a virtual hard disk. Create. File size is going to be, I'm going to give it around 100. That's going to be our hard drive. We're okay with VirtualBox disk image, and our storage is going to be dynamically allocated, which just means it's going to be filling up as we use it. Create. Start. Now here you just have to download the Ubuntu version .iso that you like. I use 16.04. Selected and start. Now in a second it's going to tell us, it's going to ask us if we want to install it. We're going to click yes. Alright. We're going to click both of them. Continue. Install now. Continue. You can select where you're located at. I'm gonna leave it at New York. Continue. Continue. Here, just type in your name, password, continue. And now we just have to wait until it finishes the installation. Alright, now that the installation is complete, we're gonna restart. We're gonna press enter. Okay, now we're gonna put in our password. And now you should have a Linux box set up. Another thing I would like to do before we continue is take a snapshot. We can name it whatever we want. Let me see. Can give it a description. I'm just gonna leave it blank. And now you can see it, and it's done. Let's continue. We're gonna press Ctrl-Alt-T, and that should bring us into a terminal. Where the first thing we're going to do is sudo apt get update. Our password. There we go. Sudo apt get install Nginx. It's gonna ask us if we wanna install it. Yes. Now we can check by opening up a browser. And go into localhost. There we go. Next thing we're gonna do is MySQL. Yes. Now we have to create a password. Type in again the password. Next, we're gonna type MySQL secure installation, our password for our MySQL. Here I usually do no, and then the rest we can do yes. And that's it. Alright, next we're gonna do sudo apt get php fpm and php MySQL. Oh, we have to install sudo apt get install php fpm php MySQL. Yes. Now those two packages are so that we can talk to Nginx and MySQL through PHP. Alright, next we're going to do sudo apt get install vim. Yes, that is like the text editor that I use, but you can use Nano if you want. Now what we're gonna do is sudo vim etc php, I believe it's 7.0 fpm and php.ini. Now here we're gonna do /cgi.fix, enter. Now I don't know if you can see it, but our cursor is right here. We're just gonna press N. We're gonna jump to the next CGI, and again, and here we have the path info. So we're gonna delete that semicolon. The way I did that is I did H. You press H and you jump to the semicolon, which is left, and then you do L is right, and then J is down, K is up. So you can kind of navigate through it a little bit. So we go to the semicolon, we delete it by pressing X. Now we can move with L all the way to the number 1. We're gonna replace it with 0. So what we do is gonna press R and then 0. Now we're gonna press colon, W, enter. So it should have saved. After that we're gonna exit. So colon, Q. Then we're gonna do sudo systemctl restart, then php 7.0 -fpm. Alright. Now the next step is to go into Nginx. So we're gonna do sudo vim etc Nginx sites available. I just hit tab and it auto completes. Then default, tab, auto completes again. Now here you have your setup for Nginx. So all the way over here is where it's going to be looking for our files, the root. It's going to be under var www and then HTML. Then here it says add index.php to the list if you are using PHP. We will. So I just added here index.php escape. Oh yeah, so to add, usually I press I, which is insert mode, and then to escape it or to get out of it I do escape. So what I did is just I, and then start typing whatever you want, and then you press escape, and that's it. Now you can move again with JKHL. You can also press U and it'll go back to what you had before. So now we're gonna do server name. It's gonna be localhost. Over here where it says the PHP scripts for fast CGI, it's gonna be this right here. So we're gonna again uncomment this line, which we're gonna do with X. We'll go down here to the next line, uncomment that too, and the fast CGI Unix one. Alright. One more thing. I'm gonna go over here. We're gonna uncomment this. Oh, there we go. Now again, we're gonna do colon, W, saved. One last thing actually. Gonna go back up with K. And here on this path, we're gonna actually set it to something else. It usually is var www and then the folder that we're using when you upload to an actual hosting website or hosting service. But right now, since we're just gonna do local environment, we're gonna do something else. We're gonna do Control Shift and then T. That's another tab for our terminal. And then we're gonna do ls. We can see all our folders and our files. We're gonna cd into documents, and then we can do again ls. There's nothing there, so we're gonna do make a directory. Let's name it code. Here we can do the same command to see now that we have a directory. We're gonna cd into the directory. and here we're gonna do pwd, which is gonna just show you your path. So it's home, Josh, documents, and then code. Yours is gonna be different, probably in the name. So we're gonna do Alt 1 to return to the first tab, and then we're gonna rename this. So the first one was home. Second one is gonna be Josh. The third one was documents. Then we're gonna add one more, which is gonna be code. Again, we're gonna save and we're gonna exit. Now what we need to do is make sure that what we set it to is correct. So we're gonna do, let me see, sudo nginx -t. Yep, so it says their syntax is okay and the test is successful. It just runs a quick test to make sure that everything is running fine. Sudo system ctl reload nginx. Right, so now we can jump with Alt 2 to our other tab. We can do touch. Let's just do something simple, index.php. Now we're gonna do vim index.php. Here we're gonna do I to go into insert mode. Open our PHP brackets, echo, then hello world. Again, escape to get out of insert mode, :w, save. Now if you go to your browser and refresh, you can see that it is using this file. There we go. You can jump back to the first tab and you basically have everything set up now. That is your basic Nginx, MySQL, and PHP setup.